Hi everyone, I've got a new book coming out. It's the Curry Guy Slow Cooker, and today I'm making one from this book, which is Lamb Nihari, one of my favorite lamb curries. It's perfect for cooking in a slow cooker because it's traditionally a very slowly cooked lamb curry. So the only difference is when you're using a slow cooker, it's a lot easier because you just throw it in and forget it, and you don't have to worry about it burning to the bottom or anything like that. You're not actually cooking, you're just letting the slow cooker do its job. Now with all these slow cooker recipes, you have to understand that you could actually just, people buy slow cookers for different reasons. Some people do it for ease, just being able to throw everything in and go off to work and come back to a nice meal. Others use it because of the nice flavor that it gives, which is the reason why I use mine, because it just gives a really nice flavor to the curry, letting everything slowly cook together. Regardless of why you would use a slow cooker, the best way to get the best flavor out of this is to actually fry everything first. I know this sounds like an extra step, but it's a step worth taking. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started right now. I got about 1/4 cup, 5 tablespoons or so of ghee. I'm just gonna add that to here. I'm using saute or saute mode. If you don't have a saute mode in your slow cooker, you can do this in a pan, and it will add a lot of flavor, so it's worth doing, like I say. But if you're late to work and you just want to make sure you have dinner, throw everything in, forget about the frying bit. Okay, so that's going in there like that. I've got a couple of sliced onions, just thinly sliced onions, and I'm gonna add those to the ghee. And give that a nice stir around. To that I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt, which will help extract some of the moisture from the onions, make them cook faster. Now I need to cook these onions for best results. I need to cook these onions till they're nice and brown. So for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna let them just really brown, caramelize, and become delicious. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna need to make spice blend. And this is a special Nihari spice blend. It has nutmeg, a couple of Indian bay leaves, some cinnamon. We got some fennel and some cumin there, some nigella seeds, cloves, and mace. I'm just gonna put those all in my pestle mortar. If you have some kind of a spice grinder, you could use that as well. Just gonna go ahead and pound these together. So when you have your spice blend nice and ground, you're gonna start adding a couple of more things to it. And here I've got some ginger, ground ginger powder, some chili powder, some paprika. That's all gonna go mixed in with that. And here I've got chapati flour. Now chapati flour is usually added at the end. So if I were cooking this the way it's normally traditionally cooked in a pot, I would cook it all, and then at the end I'd make some kind of a slurry and add the chapati flour, and that would go in to thicken the sauce. I had to experiment with this a few times, and I got it right finally. But I found that if you add 2 tablespoons of chapati flour to this spice blend, and then just let it slowly cook, it comes out perfect. It comes out really nice and not necessarily thick, but thicker than it would if you hadn't used it. It's not a really thick curry anyway. Okay, so that's all done. And over here, I'm gonna move over to my onions, and they are browning very nicely now. I'm gonna let them continue to fry there for a little bit, and I'll tell you a little bit about the lamb shanks that I'm using. Now I'm using lamb shanks today, which is what is traditionally used for a nihari. And I've seasoned these lamb shanks with some salt and some pepper. I did that just about half hour ago. Just adding a little bit of a sear to the meat does flavor it as well. It does give it another layer of flavor. So it's an important step if you've got the time to do it. I don't want anyone not using these recipes because I think they have to do all this work beforehand. They still will work. They will just be better if you do this. Okay, so those are kind of browned there now. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic and ginger paste. One thing I really like about Nihari curries is they aren't spicy at all. They're not spicy in the slightest. Matter of fact, you could just use paprika. You don't have to even add any Kashmiri chili powder to it. But the spicing is all these other, these like warming spices. You got nutmeg. Nutmeg is a very strong flavor in this curry. And you got the cumin, the fennel, and just the cloves and the cinnamon, and all these warming spices go together and make it just a very unique, I think, a unique curry. You know, when you try a Nihari, you know you've tried a Nihari and you're going to want it again. But what I like about this curry is because I like spicy curries. But traditionally, Niharis, when they're done, are served with lemon wedges, freshly chopped chilies, some, I think I even got some here already, some julienne ginger and coriander. So you can add as many chilies and ginger and everything as you like to your bowl at the end, and make it as spicy as you like with just that fresh flavor of the chilies and the ginger. Okay, to that I'm going to go ahead and add this powder. Now we're ready to add the water to this, and then that's just going to slowly simmer. Now, one thing I want to stress with one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're using their slow cooker is they look at it like they do when they're cooking in a pot and think that obviously needs a lot more water. It doesn't. The thing is, when you're cooking in a closed pot like we will be, the moisture stays in, and you're not going to lose very much of that moisture at all anyway. It's all going to be in there at the end. It's not going to dehydrate. It's going to be there. Some people think that just looking at go, oh, I need a lot more water or a lot more stock, or it's not going to be right. But believe me, it will be. I am adding 500 milliliters. If you work in cups, that's about 2 cups. 500 milliliters to there. Give that a nice stir. There we are. Make sure it's all coated. And then I'm going to cover it, and we're going to set that to cook. Now, if you want to eat in about 3 or about 4 hours, you put it on high. I'm going to put mine on high so we can show it to you in about 4 hours what it's going to look like. If you are going off someplace and you want to give yourself a little bit more time, maybe 6, even 8 hours, you can put it on low heat and just let it do the same thing. And when you come back, you'll have what you want. Most important thing is that lamb is really tender, because we're talking shanks here. Shanks are not, they need to have a good long cook before they become really tender. So we're gonna just make sure that they are nice and tender before we serve it, but I would say a good 4 hours on a high heat should do the job. So we'll come back and see what it's like when it's finished. So this has been cooking for 4 hours. It's gonna be so good. The meat, so tender, you can just cut it off the bone with a spoon. Look at that. I can't wait to try this. In my opinion, curries don't get any better than that. They really don't, until you actually put the coriander and the ginger and chilies. That makes it even better. Yeah, let's get this served. I'm ready to go. There you have it. It's lamb nihari in a slow cooker. It took me just over 4 hours to cook. It's a good one, and I hope you give it a try. I hope you like it as much as I do, and we'll see you next time.